Classic high school football. This week's game is Centro versus La Jolla. Originally aired September 8, 2017.
We are at the John and Jeff Jacobs Sports Complex on the campus of La Jolla High School in La Jolla, San Diego. And we are treated to something very special, and that is sunset over the Pacific. The press box here overlooks the Pacific, and right behind the visitor stands, we are watching the sunset and getting ready for a high school football game. The Central Spartans come in 2-0 on this season. The La Jolla Vikings are 1-1. And La Jolla lost to Hilltop, and they beat La Jolla Country Day. The Central Spartans, well, they've been good this year with a win over Copa and another win last week over Gila Ridge. And so they're done with Yuma schools for the time being and going to take on a San Diego Caddy school. We'll take a look at the matchups tonight when we continue on our pregame show on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at kxoradio.com. High school football. He's John. I'm Carol. Gabe in the studio is our producer-engineer. Technical assistance provided by Kurt Hoffman. We are live on AM 1230, live on the web at kxoradio.com. And if you noticed, we're a little bit early. That's because it is a 6:30 kickoff in La Jolla. That's when they start all of their home games. And I think it is because they are in a residential neighborhood and they are being very kind to their neighbors. The Vikings come out, as we said, 1-1. Trevor Scully is, I wonder where Moldar is, if Scully is their quarterback. 5'11", 175-pound senior. Scully has completed 14 of 22 passes, and not much of a passing attack. That was all in one game. 266 yards on that, total on that. And he has been successful, obviously, at 14 for 22. And those are good numbers. Let's see who he's going to be throwing to tonight. We anticipate it'll be Gabe Solis as one of the wideouts. The junior has 6 receptions so far. And looking on the other side, Michael Wells, a sophomore, he's got 4 receptions. So right there, 10 out of the 14 passes have been completed to those 2 gentlemen. Well, we're just getting set for a kickoff, John Triple, and the Spartans 2-0. It's the La Jolla Vikings 1-1 on the year.
High school football is on the air. Let's head out to the field with John Griffel and Carol Buckley as we get ready for the kickoff on AM 1230 KXO El Centro and on the World Wide Web at kxoradio.com.
The Central Spartans will kick off. Deep to receive, Gabe Solis and Jonathan O'Neill. They stand back on about the 5-yard line as the Spartans are set to kick off. The Spartans going right to left, and that would be north to south on this field. And we're underway. A spinning kick that is fielded at the 10. Solis out to the 15, looking for some room, out to the 20, and across the 20 to the 22-yard line. And that is where the Vikings will put it in play, 1st and 10.
Hi, I'm Kristen Mostrom.
And I'm Spike Duflock. We're from Duflock Associates Real Estate.
Right now, we are seeing home values rapidly increasing and inventory is low. If you have been thinking of selling, now is the time. Let us offer you a free market analysis.
If you have any real estate needs, buying or selling, stop by our office at Duflock Associates and let us show you what's happening and what's available.
Good luck to all of our Imperial Valley teams.
The Vikings come out, spread formation. Scully takes the snap, drops back, looks, fires downfield, and it is almost intercepted. It was overthrown and went into the arms of Kevin Evan at the 42-yard line, and I think it kind of surprised him, John. It hit him. He knows how to catch the ball. It just kind of surprised him.
Central playing the very familiar two-deep zone, and Evan was back there. Once again, the ball hit him right in the hands. He did have to leave the ground to try to bring it in, but right up on the line of scrimmage, ready to go again.
Pistol formation, and the handoff. No handoff, it's the option. The quarterback will keep it. Scully gets it out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line, and they will mark him out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That'll bring up a third and about 4 after the pickup of 6. Nelson is sitting beside Scully in the backfield. Handoff to Nelson in the middle. He is stuffed in the middle, and he'll get stopped for a loss of about 2 yards as Zachary Garcia, the linebacker, came up, and it'll be a loss of a yard, bring up 4th and 5. The Vikings, La Jolla Vikings, wearing all black tonight. Not the Holtville Vikings, or we'd be seeing green.
Excellent defensive play by the interior line of the Spartans as Julio Munoz, Michel Godoy, and Humberto Pata all converged and brought down the ball carrier.
The Spartans drop Kevin Evan back to receive the punt. The left-footed punter gets it away. It's a short punt. It'll bounce and take a La Jolla roll all the way down to the 35-yard line. The Spartans will put it in play, 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. And the Spartans ready to put in play from the shotgun, firing into the flat. It is complete. And the pass to Bradley Denton will go for about a 6-yard gain.
Quick offensive play by the Spartans as Denaro Suna took the snap, just fired a bullet out to Denton, who brought it down, bringing up 2nd and short.
2nd and 3 from the 42-yard line. Snap, rolling to his left, tossing out into the flat, and that's good for a 1st down. As the catch made by Kevin Evan, and he'll pick up the 1st down as he brings it out to the 47-yard line. Spartans, 1st and 10, come out, no huddle. I love that look.
Yeah, Coach Pena has brought that here to the Central Spartans this year, and so far it's been very effective.
Osuna from the pistol.
They look across the way to the sidelines to get the play signal in, and now they're set.
And the snap, and is that a direct snap there, John?
No, it was a slow-developing handoff as Osuna was trying to fake the ball to Jonathan Medina, but by the time Medina got it, he was tackled by the La Jolla Vikings for a 1-yard loss. We had a timeout on the field, but I don't know why.
It looks like it's an official's timeout, either for equipment or something, but one of the officials has scored a Viking off the field. Now 2 Vikings have gone in to replace him. He must be important. One has come off the field. It'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Spartans. Medina is the single setback. He is behind Osuna. Now he lines up right next to him. Osuna with the snap. Osuna drops back, plenty of time, fires downfield, got the man open in the middle. It's good to Bradley Denton. Denton picks up about 22 yards. That's good for a 1st down, gets the Spartans into Viking territory. 1st and 10, Spartans on the Vikings 33-yard line.
Osuna 3 for 3 for 31 yards. Hot start of the game here.
Again, Medina right behind Osuna. Evan goes in motion. Snap, handoff to Medina. Medina right up the middle and almost breaks it. That was somebody grabbed him from behind and pulled him down. And it was a combination of slipping on the artificial turf. Do the Spartans change to turf shoes? This is artificial turf.
I don't believe they actually would have an extra set of shoes. Those shoes are kind of expensive.
Yes.
So they're probably playing on what they play every day. This is a brand new turf. This is only the second year it's been in use.
2nd and 4. Medina again, the single setback motion from the slot by Evan. And again, fake to Medina, look downfield, fire, got a man open, it is complete. And Denton slips as he tries to cut, and this turf will be a problem. It's a beautiful field. It is a problem because the Spartans are not used to playing on an artificial surface, and typically you don't wear cleats, or you wear more a very short, stubby cleat.
Yeah, there's a special shoe, actually, cleatless shoe with ridges and so on. So we may see a lot of Spartans slipping tonight. You're right, Carol.
1st and 10. Pass complete in the flat. It is Denton, and Denton pulls his way down to the 6-yard line. They say stepped out of bounds at the 8. So that'll bring up a 1st and goal, Spartans. And all Osuna is doing is standing there, and he's got all the time in the world, and his receivers are staying in the pattern, and he's finding them.
We'll have to get that offensive line named because they're doing a heck of a job keeping these Vikings at bay.
And fake to Medina. Osuna dumps it off, and he had the man open, but he threw it a little bit too low. Tyrese Marsh. That front line, well, Angel Rico, Cedric Garcia, Angel Loya, Michel Godoy, and Zachary Morquecho. I know Zach. His uncle lives down the street from me.
And his dad was a Central star back in the 90s, along with new assistant coaches Danny Alicorn and Joey Denton.
Talked to Joey before the game. He says, what? Be worried? 2nd and 10. Handoff. No, it is a handoff to Medina. Medina gets it into the middle and picks up about 2 yards before he is brought down by a whole bunch of Vikings, to include Timo Mendez and Nick Gaylor.
And it's what Central is doing. They put Evan in motion. He comes across field and stops and reverses, and then they usually snap the ball and give it to Medina running behind Evan. So for the 3rd time, that time the Vikings were raiding.
Trips on the right side, Denton on the left side. Osuna drops back, looks, got a man open, and it's complete. And where are they going to mark it?
I believe
it's intercepted. It went in and out of the hands. I believe it was Marsh, the intended receiver, and went through his hands into the hands of a Viking, and he was not in the end zone, so they don't get the touchback. It'll be 1st down on the 1-yard line. Vikings with the turnover. Put it in play 1st and 10 on their own 1-yard line. That was so close, it literally just went right through his hands.
Yeah, La Jolla stopped an obvious scoring drive by the Spartans. Osuna started 5 for 5, then misfired, and that ball, it just didn't quite get through the window. As you mentioned, it bounced up in the air and gave the La Jolla player a chance to grab it.
From his own end zone, Trevor Scully with the spread formation, chased in the back, in the end zone, dumps it off. It's tipped and then caught. Kevin Evans tipped it, and then it was caught. And on that catch, Jonathan O'Neill, heads up, stayed on the play. Evan tipped it, and it was kind of like a wounded dove, but O'Neill brought it in.
Yeah, bad break for the Spartans. Excellent play by Evan, just unfortunate.
1st and 10 from the 15. Pass completed over the middle. And hit and swarmed on. And Fife wrestled down after about an 11-yard gain out to the 31, mark at the 32 on the completion. Abe Solis with the catch.
Vikings not wasting any time, capitalizing on momentum, stopping the drive at the 1.
And the handoff this time off left tackle, and picking up some good yardage there was Greg Nelson. Nelson picks up 10.
3rd straight play for the Vikings, and 3rd straight 1st down.
No huddle. They're ready to play. Spartans shuffling around. Now they're ready. The handoff, no handoff. It is Scully keeping it, and Scully will get a yard. And again, it was the interior of the Spartans, Angel Rico in there, as well as Andres Garcia.
And that time, Scully planted and his feet just went right off underneath him.
2nd and 9. Scully on the wide open, John. That you saw how big that lane was. Some beautiful blocking by the La Jolla Vikings front line. Nick Gaylor, Kevin Lee, Tino Mendez, and literally you could have driven a Mack truck through that hole. 1st and 10, spotted right on the midfield stripe. Scully from the pistol. Scully hands off, same play, and this time Zach Garcia on the carry will bring it out for about a 6-yard gain and bring up 2nd and 4. Again, the Vikings blocking beautifully on the line of scrimmage. Spread formation, no huddle, 3 on the left. Back to pass. Scully turns it upfield, and he'll get across the line of gain and bring it all the way down to the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Vikings on the Spartan 36-yard line.
Very impressive drive as the Vikings just marching methodically down the field. That's their 5th first down on this series. They've only run 7 plays.
And remember, they started on their own 1-yard line. Scully, empty backfield. Scully looks, fires, and it is complete at the 25 down to the 20-yard line. And Jonathan O'Neill on the catch.
They're going to spot the ball right at the 20. No huddle offense, right up on the line of scrimmage, ready to go.
Buster Hoy, the single setback. Scully looks. Nobody there. Turns it upfield, scrambles, and picks up some yardage before he is finally brought down. And it will be a pickup of about 3. And on the tackle was Darrell Nicholson.
They're going to spot the ball. Looks like they're spotted at the 18.
We'll call it 2nd and 7. Scully, empty backfield again. Looking, fires. He's got a man come open, but he throws it into the ground. Nobody was within 15 yards of O'Neill, the intended receiver.
And O'Neill is the one that was single setback. He went in motion, like wide out, right by the 20 on the yardage markers, and the ball just short hopped him.
3rd and 7. Hoy in the backfield. Scully rolling to his right, looking downfield, looking set, fires over the middle, incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down.
It will be decision time for the La Jolla Vikings, and I believe they're going to go for it. Now, they do have a very good kicker. As we've mentioned, every time we come up here, it's a soccer player. He kicks for the football team in the fall and then plays soccer in the winter. And right now, the Vikings may have to take a timeout as it looks like they're trying to figure out if they want to go for it. I believe they're going to go for it. They're lined up.
They're lined up to go for it. It is 4th and 7 from the 18. And now it is
timeout Central.
Timeout Central. We'll take a timeout. 3:51 to play in the first quarter. There is no score. Vikings come out 4th and 7 from the Spartan 18. They will go for it. Scully takes the snap, drops back, dumps it off, and it is picked off at the 8-yard line. To the 20, to the 30, cuts across the 50 and is down. Scully with a touchdown-saving tackle and try to pick up the number of the truck that made that interception, John.
Yeah, I was not able to see it as soon as he went down. The whole pile of Central Spartans on his sideline grabbed him. I'm looking at our spotting chart.
Right now, Junior Lopez, or Daryl Nicholson, okay, my dyslexia came through. Lopez 42, Nicholson 24, and I think it was Nicholson. It is on the 49-yard line in Viking territory. Spartans again, 1st and 10. Short field, handoff, right up the middle, and pushing and plowing his way forward and picking up a couple of yards in the middle, Angel Nava Esparza.
His first carry of the evening, and it's a big one. He moved the sticks out 5 yards to bring up 2nd and 5.
He is a sophomore, 5'8", 175. It is 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Fired over the middle. It is complete. At the 30 down to the 25-yard line, Kevin Evans.
Beautiful pass by Osuna. Once again, the offensive line giving him plenty of time. And he stood strong, tall in the pocket, hit Evan as soon as he broke open. And the Spartans up on the line of scrimmage ready to go with the hurry up.
Trips on the near side. That's the left side, but the handoff is dumped off to Kevin Evan. He does make a cut, crosses the 20 down to the 16-yard line before he is brought down. And it was a little dump off to Kevin Evan. Evan will line up in the slot. He'll go in motion, and I believe Osuna is able to pick up the reads of where the coverage is and what type of coverage based on who's picking him up. And it is Osuna dumps it off into the flat, and it goes incomplete as going up high, trying to bring it down was the Spartan receiver, and he was hit, stretched out in the air, and he is down on the field and being tended to.
The defensive back broke on the man, not the football, and there was some contact. It was awfully close. If we had the instant replay, it probably showed that the cornerback got there right before the ball did. But the young man was brought down. Hopefully just the wind's knocked out of him, as we do have timeout on the field.
And he's up and on his own, Tyrese Marsh, and that was a Sunday afternoon hit, John.
Actually, in the NFL, it probably would have drawn a flag because he's what's considered a defensive player. Up in the air, and the cornerback really let it hit on him.
Well, the Sunday rules don't apply on Friday night, typically.
Second time Central's been down here inside the 20. I know they want to get some points. They want to put the ball in the end zone.
Second and 10 from the 11. Osuna.
7 for 10 on the night so far for Osuna, passing.
And the snap, it is Angel Esparza, and he'll pick up maybe a yard.
We saw the same play where Evan goes in motion, then turns around, and then stops right outside the tight end to block. And all four linebackers knew what was coming, which was Angel Nava Esparza, and they were waiting for him. Unfortunately for the Spartans, a 1-yard loss, 3rd and 11.
From the 13-yard line, dump it off in the flat. Nava Esparza turns upfield, and he'll push it down close to the sticks, but be pushed out of bounds. Down about the 5-yard line, that will bring up, what do we do, John?
Yeah, that's going to be decision time. It looks like they finally spotted it about 3 yards short. So that would put it on, well, it's laying right on the 5.
Right on the 5. It'll be 4th and about 3. John, for some reason, I feel like Richie Havens and breaking into Here Comes the Sun.
A beautiful picture. Central's going for it. No, eschewing the 3-point field goal from this short distance.
Full house backfield, the handoff, and into the end zone for the score is Jonathan Medina. Medina takes it in for the score.
It almost looked too simple, like it was a play against the shadow defense. There's nothing fancy, a straight snap to Osuna. He gave the ball to Medina, and he ran off the left side behind the great blocking of Angel Rico and Cedric Garces. Cedric replacing Anja Chavarin. Without a doubt, Chavarin, the best offensive defensive lineman Central has, but not missed on that play.
The point after attempt will be tried by Nathan Santana. Kick is up. Kick is good. With 1:12 to play in the first quarter, our score, it is Central 7, La Jolla nothing. But, John, the Spartans able to move the football both possessions. The second one ends up in 7 points.
Central now kicking off to La Jolla. The ball driven back at the 4-yard line.
And bringing it out from the 4 and finding a seam across the 30, cuts inside and down to the 42-yard line.
Touchdown saving tackle by Angel Nava Esparza.
As the return there by Gabe Solis. Solis gives the Vikings excellent field position to start this drive. Remember, the last drive went, about 83 yards?
Started on the 1 and finally broke down on the 18 of the Spartans.
So that would be 81 yards, roughly. Math was never my strong suit, but we'll go with that.
And that's Solis' first touch of the night, and we can see why he's much heralded and ballyhooed coming into this game. He almost broke that all the way for a 96-yard touchdown.
And once again, Solis has been... one of the officials has taken him off the field. He's got some blood on his leg.
They got a little skinned-up knee there as pant leg came up as he hit the turf, gave him a little turf burn.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings on their own 41-yard line. Scully from the pistol, the handoff, looking for some running room, turning it to the outside and upfield. I'd love to see that. You see the way he lowered his shoulder, looking for a little bit more room. Michael Wells, he's only a sophomore, John.
Yeah, there's a lot of sophomores on both sides of the field tonight as Wells picks up 5 yards on a good first down carry. La Jolla's had no trouble moving the ball. It was the interception that stopped their last drive by Darnell Nicholson.
And again, it is Wells. And Wells picks up about 2 more. Okay, it wasn't Wells, it was Gary Nelson. He's also a sophomore. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. No huddle. We're quick here. And the Spartans jump off. Well, you heard the hard count, John. We could hear the quarterback Scully with a hard count. And it was a very loud go. But it wasn't the snap count. And that drew the Spartans off and gave the Vikings a first down.
Yeah.
It's perfectly legal. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the Spartans heard go, and that's exactly what they did.
That shoulder dip might have been a little bit of excessive, but he got away with it. And again, the handoff in the middle, and again, ripping off about 8 yards on the first down. And on the carry there, Zach Garcia. He's the senior of the bunch.
And that runs out the first quarter.
End of the first quarter, our score at the end of 1 quarter of play, Central 7 and La Jolla. Live from the John and Jeff Jacobs Sports Complex on the campus of La Jolla High School in San Diego, California, as we watch the sunset over the Pacific, which is right behind the visitors' bleachers. 7-0, Central leads La Jolla. La Jolla with the football. It'll be 2nd and about 4, spotted on the Spartans' 41-yard line. Trevor Scully.
And after trying to get the Spartans to jump offside, the whole entire Viking team stands up and looks at the sidelines for the call.
And dumps it off over the middle. It is complete. Breaks 1 tackle and out across the 35. And I believe that was O'Neill on the catch.
La Jolla's had no trouble moving the football here in the first half as they pick up their 8th first down, and they're knocking on the door once again.
1st and 10, spotted on the 24-yard line. No huddle, spread formation. Snap back. Scully has time. Now he's chased out of the pocket, turns it upfield, looking, and then he's sandwiched. He'll lose a yard as he is brought down by 3 Spartans, to include Michael Moreno and Andres Garcia. And I didn't get the number of I believe that was Junior Lopez.
Yes,
He tried to give Junior a tackle.
And Lopez made a big stick as well.
2nd and 11. It dribbles back to Scully. He picks it up. Now he's running for his life. Finds some room, and then he is corralled and brought down. John, guess who was in on that tackle? Junior Lopez with a sack.
Yeah, that one counts as a sack. As Scully, running for his life, thought he had a lane up the middle, but Lopez certainly closed it off, and now you're looking at 3rd and about 15.
Junior is playing heads up. He's a 5'10", 185 senior. It is now 3rd and 15. Scully from the shotgun, back to pass, has some time. Then now the pocket collapses, and he's chased out, looking for somebody to throw it to. Chased again. He's hit and sacked back at the 48-yard line. And that was some heavy wood there by Adam Castro. 5'10", 225 junior Adam Castro wraps him up and dumps him. And Scully is a senior. He played that more like a sophomore, John.
And if you can believe, getting a good spot. They actually spotted the ball on the 46, but whatever. It's 4th down and about 40 yards to go, so they're going to kick.
4th and 38. Snap is back. He fumbles the punt, but gets the snap, but gets it away. And it's fielded at the 8, looking for some room right up the middle, the way it should go, and out to the 17-yard line. As Kevin Evan, John, you know how I feel about that. He took it and brought it right straight up the middle. No shimmy, no shake.
And that is what you are coached to do. As Evan is a very savvy football player. We called his name many times last year. And the senior now is certainly doing his part.
And there was apparently a penalty, so the ball is coming back. And if this was against the Vikings, it appears they're back at the 46, which was the original line of scrimmage, and now they're marching it back.
Make them kick it again.
5 yards.
Field position. So what we had was we did not have enough players up on the line of scrimmage. They had too many players offset of the line of scrimmage. Got to have 7. And so that'll make the Vikings punt again, see if Central can get much better field position out of this.
And Kevin Evan back to receive, this time standing on the 25. Spartans should come after this. That last snap rolled back to the punter. This one's a true snap, gets it away left-footed. It doesn't turn over, but it bounces and is picked up at the 16. And again, Evan right up the middle, out to the 25. And that is, about a 12-yard turnaround after the penalty.
Right, so the 5-yard penalty certainly worked for Central's advantage. Good field position compared to what it would have been. Now they're starting on their own 25. Central, this football team, they're just playing with a lot of poise. They're intense, but they're not hyper, if that makes sense, meaning that they're ready to play football, but they're under control. I sense a real strong feeling of discipline among the squad, and that goes back to Coach Pena.
Osuna puts Evan in motion. He's going to be tired, John. And the handoff running, it's Evan, and he'll bring it out for about a 9-yard gain. Jonathan Medina, rather, on the carry.
Now, that time, the Spartans shook it up. They had Evan go in motion, turn around, come back, and then stop outside the tackle as if he's going to block. And they faked Medina going that way, and a little bit of a counter. He took off the other way and picked up 8 big yards.
And Osuna, rolling to his left, looking downfield, finds a man open, just dumps it off. It will be complete for very little. Adrian Atando on the catch.
That'll be enough, though, to move the chains as they spot the ball in the 41. A nice 8-yard pickup as Centro continues to move the ball behind the savvy play of Osuna.
We've got 8:40 to play in the first half. Central leads 7-0. They have the football 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line.
4 different receivers have made receptions for the Spartans so far.
Snap back. Osuna looking, dumps it off on the swing pass, and that is Medina. And Medina shakes off 1 tackle, spins forward, picks up 11. That's good for another first down as he crosses into Viking territory.
And now let's make that 5 different players have made receptions for the Spartans.
Jonathan Medina on that swing pass, that was one that we used to run, and I loved it. They kept trying to get it to me out in the flat and let me use what little speed I had. But the problem was I couldn't see the football, I couldn't catch it. 1st and 10. Back to pass. Osuna again fires downfield. Kevin Evan has it at the 30. Hit immediately and is brought down. But Kevin Evan came back and went high and caught that football.
Evans' 4th reception here in the first half for a 19-yard gain, setting up Central on the 30-yard line of the Vikings.
1st and 10. Spartans moving the football. Again, they started on their own about the 25-yard line. Medina, single setback. Medina with the handoff. Medina into the backfield, shakes 1 tackle, but can't get away from the second. It'll be a loss of 4.
Big tackle for loss as 2 Vikings broke through. The first man, Medina, was able to shrug off, but the second player was a nose tackle. Tino Mendez comes in at 235. Medina couldn't shake him off. 2nd and 14.
The ball is spotted on the 34-yard line. Spread formation. 3 wide on the right side. That's our side. Osuna with time, and it is picked off. That'll go all the way. Stepping in front and catching it at the 35-yard line and taking it in for the score. The Vikings put the ball into the end zone. And he just stepped in. I believe that's O'Neill. Joseph O'Neill just stepped in front of Evan and carried it 65 yards for the score. Nobody touched him.
At that time, Osuna telegraphed what he wanted to do. He looked at Evan the entire way, and the defensive back read the play and was able to step up. And once he had the football, there was nobody between him and the goal line. So that certainly turned this game around. Central looked like they were moving down for another score. And now we're just a PAT away from a tie game.
And La Jolla having trouble getting enough players on the field.
And it looks like, now they've got the tee out, too. They also need to bring the tee out. So now they're ready to snap it.
Snap is back. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:57 to play in the first half. We're tied 7-all. John, Joseph O'Neill just kind of read that all the way, Jonathan rather, and the senior knew what to do with it. He went 65 yards without anybody putting a finger on him.
A wide open field. We've had 23 passes already, and there's still 6:57, 7 minutes, more than half of the second quarter to go. So if this keeps up, we could be looking at around 80 attempts for the entire game.
Castillo is standing back on the goal line. Andy Diaz also back there.
We did have a penalty on the PAT for a unsportsmanlike conduct, so the Vikings are kicking off from the Spartan zone 45, and this might not be a bad time for an onside kick.
Why not? What do you got to lose? And it is a little pooch kick, kind of in the middle, and it is picked up at the 15, looking for some room across the 20, out across the 30, cuts back, and out to the 34-yard line on the return, and that was one of the up backs. And I believe, John, if you're ready for this, it was Marcus Zamora on the return. Zamora is a linebacker. He may want to start getting some playing time in there in the backfield.
An excellent return. First of all, it was almost covered by the Vikings. It was a little pooch kick, and Zamora ran over there and picked it up on the big high hop. Then he broke about 4 tackles to bring it all the way out to the 34-yard line.
No huddle, trips on the right side. Motion man. Snap back, handoff, and it is Medina up the middle. Medina will pick up about 3. Jonathan Medina.
And once again, they ran counter to Evans' motion, so the second straight play they've done that, sensing, obviously, that the Vikings were now reading where Evan was going. That's usually where the ball was going.
So it'll be a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Evan in the slot, far right side. And looking, dumping it off in the backfield. It is complete, turning it upfield. And Tyrese Marsh will pick up some yards. Now a flag flies in behind the play. I think we'll see a late hit on this one, John.
Either that or it could be leading with the helmet. Looked like the Viking player kind of stuck his head in there and banged or hit the helmet of Marsh.
Well, Brawley leads Yuma 7-0 in the first quarter. Holtville at Desert Mirage is in a lightning delay. We had no problems heading west out of El Centro this evening. All of the bad weather seemed to be to the east. Yuma, I know, has had some flooding. Coming up at halftime, Gabe Lemmers will have CBS News updates for us. We'll let you know what's happening with Irma and what's happening with the earthquake in Mexico. 1st and 10 after the penalty, spotted on the Vikings' 46-yard line. Little counter play right up the middle, pushing through and rambling down inside the 30, staying on his feet. Down to the 28-yard line, Angel Nava Esparza.
Another sophomore.
5'8", 175. And again, John, if you saw both arms wrapped around the football as he's in heavy traffic, and he picks up great yardage. 1st and 10 from the Vikings' 29-yard line. Evan goes in motion. What's new? And handoff again, Nava Esparza. And this time, he'll pick up about 2 yards. They were ready that time, John.
And again, he ran behind Evan, who had reversed his motion and then stopped the block. At that time, they did run behind Evan. Did not fool the Vikings. Still was able to pick up a couple yards.
2nd and 8. From the pistol, Nava Esparza is in the backfield behind Osuna. They're both sophomores. Handoff is not to Nava Esparza. And again, man was open in the flat, and it skipped to him, and it goes incomplete.
16th attempt here in the first half by Osuna. And that was actually a product of the interception, as Osuna did not want to put the ball out there. He threw it a little bit harder, threw it down low.
Adrian Atondo picked it up on the short hop, but that's not good enough.
Nice play if you're a shortstop.
Atondo wide on the right side. Trips on the left side. Nava Esparza is behind Osuna. And again, fake it to Nava Esparza, throw it into the end zone. It's caught, and
he's just outside the end zone. Looks like they're going to mark it down
on the 2-yard line. And was that Evan with the catch? Now spotted on the 5. 1st and goal. I have to say that was Evans, Sean. It was either Evans or Marsh. They're the two that will go up like that. Handoff, Nava Esparza. Nothing inside, cuts it to the outside, picks up about 2. 2nd and goal from the 3. Remember, John, we started at 6:30, so we're going to be way ahead of most of the other scores. Yuma, I know, got heavy rain this afternoon and power outages throughout Yuma.
Central stays in the full house backfield, everyone in tight.
And again, the handoff off right tackle and into the end zone, touchdown.
So everybody's saying touchdown, and now the refs put their hands up.
And I think that was Nava Esparza, John.
I believe it was Jonathan Medina. The touchdown, his second touchdown of the evening.
Well, yeah, let Nava Esparza do all the heavy lifting and then give it to the good-looking guy Medina and let him, score the touchdown and, make points with all the pretty girls after the game, right? Coronel is the Sebastian Coronel will put it up. And the point after attempt is good. 3:54 to play in the first half. Central 14 and La Jolla Vikings 7. The kick is away. It's a deep kick fielded at the 10 and out across the 15 to the 20, out to about the 26-yard line. On the return for the Vikings, that was Gabe Solis. Vikings will put it in play. 1st and 10. Spotted on the 27-yard line, their own 27-yard line. John, exciting game. This is fun.
Good game. The refs have kept it going with this hurry-up offense. Have not been many delays. A lot of passes. We've already had 30 attempts.
Scully. And the handoff up the middle and out across the 35, close to a first down. Solis, the ball carrier.
9-yard pickup on first down. La Jolla does have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
We're down to 3:20 to play in the first half. And a handoff again. It is the deep back, and he'll cross the 40. Down to the 42-yard line where he goes out of bounds.
We'll have all the stats at halftime, and they're going to be eye-popping. We've already had 21 first downs here, and it's the first half. And La Jolla certainly looks like they're not going to pull off the throttle. They want to get a score in before halftime.
No huddle. They're set. Snap back. And again, the handoff in the middle of the ball's on the ground. The Spartans have it.
The ball was stripped, and it bounced right at the feet of a Spartan. All he had to do was fall down, and he did. We'll have to wait and see the number.
And that is recovered by Joseph Castillo. Castillo comes up off the bottom of the pile with a football. 1st and 10. Spartans on the Viking 44-yard line.
First time we've called Castillo's name tonight, and that's an important time, as Centro would like to take this turnover now. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
3:11 to play in the first half. Spartans lead 14-7. Snap back, handoff, and it is in the middle, and pounding his way down to the 39-yard line, mark it on the 38-yard line.
That's Medina, the man that just put the ball in the end zone in the previous drive.
The Spartans moving the football again. Again, the short field after the turnover. No huddle. Clock continues to run. They've got plenty of time. The sophomore, Osuna, back to pass, looks, fires. It is incomplete. Marsh, the intended receiver. His friends call him Tyrese.
We've mentioned the connection with Marquecho. Tyrese Marsh, his father played with those teams with Marquecho back in the 90s.
It is third down and about 4.
Single back behind Osuna.
The pistol, Osuna with the snap, hands off Medina, and Medina will push through to the 46-yard line. It'll be about 2 yards short of a first down. Bring up 4th and about 2. And again, you're too close to punt, too far for a field goal, you go for it. And where's Nava Esparza?
The clock is continuing to move. Central may want to take a timeout here. This is an important play.
They're looking to the sidelines, trying to get the play in, and I think they've taken too much time right now to try and get it. Now they do take the timeout with 2:02 to play in the first half. Central 14 and La Jolla 7. Full house backfield for the Spartans. Osuna, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands off right up the middle, and I think he's got it, John. It looks like second effort gave him the first down.
Not as far, so we'll see. It's all going to depend upon the spot.
And
did not get a favorable spot, but we'll just have to wait and see. They're looking at it. They may have to bring the chains across.
It is a first down. They gave him a true spot because he bounced, and they didn't give him where he ended up. They gave him where the football was when his knee went down, and then he bounced about another foot ahead. But it's still good. First and 10, Spartans. They have the ball on the Viking 34-yard line.
Unusual stat. Central's only had 2 different ball carriers, but 6 different receivers so far.
Osuna with Medina in the backfield, the single setback, spread formation, fakes it to Medina, looks downfield, fires, got a man open, but it's picked off again. He waited a little bit too long, and the Vikings with the return out to the 33-yard line. Guess what? Is that O'Neill again? Nope, that wasn't O'Neill. That was Gabe Solis. So Solis, again, reading Osuna, and he waited just a little bit too long to throw that football, and Solis stepped in front and brought it back.
Denton had broken free on the break. He was wide open, and as you mentioned, just a little bit late getting the ball there. La Jolla still with all 3 timeouts remaining, 1 minute 27 seconds to go. Central looks like they're in a prevent defense. Now they're moving up a little bit, but they still have Evan back near midfield.
It is a prevent. Scully takes the snap, looks downfield, has pressure, gets it away. It is complete. Oh, boy, did he take a hit.
Yep, that was Kevin Evan. Really laid the wood on a nice, clean tackle, textbook tackle. Led with his shoulders, brought the man down.
And the catch was made by Patrick Ryan, a sophomore, and the ball's coming back as there was holding. That's why Scully had as much time as he did. The Spartans they were playing a prevent, but then all of a sudden they came in a full bull rush.
And this is a spot foul, so the hold was behind the line of scrimmage, and this is going to put the Vikings deep inside their own 20. Looks like it's going to finally stop.
It'll be half the distance from where it was.
Right to the 9th. They're going to stop on the 19-yard line, so that's a 14-yard penalty. So that'll bring up, obviously, first and 24. The clock now at the minute 22. We'll see if La Jolla wants to get conservative here and just run out the clock. Central will receive the second half kick.
Evan playing deep safety. Scully will take the snap back at about the 14-yard line. Looking. He'll keep it on a quarterback draw. Has some room and gets a block downfield, and then he is smothered. Kevin Evans in on the tackle. Also in on the tackle for the Spartans was Andy Diaz.
Yep.
And let's give credit to Tadeo Campbell.
17-yard pickup is still well short of
Scully, nothing there. He's chased. He'll be hit, but he gets it away, and it is almost picked off as Scully, just under pressure, dumped it deep downfield. Darrell Nicholson almost had it. 51 seconds to play in the first half. It'll bring up third and about 7. Spot the ball on the 36-yard line of the Vikings. They have the ball. They trail 14-7. 4-man front. And they have put a lot of pressure on Scully with that 4-man rush, John.
Yes, the Vikings having trouble holding out the Spartan rush.
And it'll be a handoff, goes off right tackle, and nothing there. A big hit again.
Oh, that's Kevin Evans. When you see a hit like that, you know it's Kevin Evans. Now we'll have decision time for the Vikings. They're about 2 yards short. Do you go for it here? And it looks like they're going to go for it.
It's 30 seconds inside of 30 seconds to play. You might as well go for it. Scully, this will be the final play of the first half. And now they take timeout. They were just running the clock down. 16 seconds to play in the first half. Timeout on the field. It is Central 14 and La Jolla 7. The Vikings, it is fourth down at about a yard to go. 16.9 seconds to play in the first half. They trail 14-7. Scully will take the snap. Scully will keep it, go right up the middle, and if nothing else, eat up some time, and then he does get pushed out of bounds, just shy of the midfield stripe. 10 seconds to play. And the Vikings, yes, they do pick up the first down. And, okay, John, my mistake, I've been calling Kevin Evans. It's Tadeo Campbell making all those big plays. My apologies to the Campbells.
And Tadeo had the big game last week with 2 touchdown receptions and 2 interceptions.
First and 10, Vikings. Flags fly. That'll be dead before it gets underway because the Vikings were in motion. And the Viking coaching staff, no, he didn't. It was good.
Well, actually, they had a lot of offensive linemen were moving around. Didn't look like anybody was really sure of what they were supposed to be doing on that play. With 8.9 seconds to go, I wouldn't be surprised again to see if they want to go ahead and just do the direct snap back to Sully and let him do something with it, run around, and then finally run out the clock here.
Well, 8.9 seconds. Scully and the Vikings here in the closing seconds of the first half. And, yeah, the Vikings were moving again, but no flag. The pass is complete in the center of the field. And I can't believe that only took 4 seconds, John.
Well, not only that, but you saw the wideout just take off running.
He was 2 yards downfield before the ball was snapped, and that play. Now,
La Jolla takes a timeout.
Okay, timeout on the field. And it'll be first and 10 Vikings. They will have the ball on the Spartan 37-yard line, and we will be back with the final seconds. Closing seconds of the first half. Central leads the La Jolla Vikings 14-7. The Vikings have 4.1 seconds to play. In the first half, the ball is on the 37-yard line.
Barring a penalty, this should be the final play of the half.
Never know, it's a home clock. Active pass is Scully, has time, dumps it way downfield, and it goes incomplete. Oh, and the clock did run out. That's the end of the first half. At the end of our first half of play, the score, it is Central 14, La Jolla 7. It's high school football live on AM 1230 KXO El Centro, California. And we're on the World Wide Web at KXORadio.com.
KXO AM 1230, the best oldies on the radio. 1230 KXO.
Okay, John Triple, what do our halftime numbers show?
Well, they're pretty impressive all around for both schools. La Jolla is a very balanced attack of running the ball 20 times for 85 total yards. On the first half night, Scully is 5 for 12 for 81 yards, so that's balanced. 85, 81 in the air, 85 on the ground, a total of 166. 12 first downs. That's a lot of first downs for a half. La Jolla did have 2 turnovers. One was the big fumble that was recovered by Joseph Castillo, and the other was just a big interception by Daryl Nicholson. So La Jolla obviously moving the ball, 166 yards. Extrapolate that out over a game. That's more than 300 yards for high school. That's a lot. 12 first down, a lot, but the 2 turnovers kept the game in check. We'll be back and take a look at what Central's done after this.
Okay, John, what else?
Well, let's take a look at what Centro's done. La Jolla, we mentioned, 85 rushing yards, 81 passing yards for 166. Central is topped now with 208 yards, but not nearly the balance. They've rushed the ball 15 times for 52 yards. They've passed the ball for 156 yards, completing 13 of 18 attempts. So obviously way over balanced with the passing yards, 156 to 52, but total of 208. Central was able to get 14 first downs. Again, that's a huge number for a high school. In one half, 14 first downs. Many teams don't even get that much in a game compared to La Jolla's 12 first downs. Central also had no fumbles, but 3 turnovers. All of them were interceptions. We'll be back to take a look to see what the individual stats show after this.
High school football.
The individual stats for the Spartans, gaining 208 yards in the first half and 14 first downs. Only 2 ball carriers for the Spartans in the first half. George Medina, 9 carries, 26 yards, and the 2 touchdowns. The other ball carrier was Angel Nava Esparza, rushing 6 times for 26 yards. The 13 receptions were spread out among 6 different receivers. Bradley Ditton had 4 catches for 49 yards. The aforementioned Nava Esparza also had a catch for 8 yards. Adrian Atondo had 1 catch for 8 yards. Jonathan Medina, not to be outdone by Esparza, had 1 catch for 10 yards. Tyrese Marsh had 1 catch for 2 yards. And the big first half was put in by Tadeo Campbell, 5 receptions, 79 yards. Central will receive the second half kickoff. We'll be back with that after this.
We're set for the second half kickoff. Castillo is deep, and the kick is fielded back at the 5-yard line. It's looking for some room out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. And on the return, Andy Diaz, 5'3", 122-pound junior. I'm sorry, Andy's up to 125 pounds now, John.
Right, he's been in the weight room, also at the snack bar. Nice return, perfect form tackle by the Vikings. Central starts out on their 22-yard line, bringing out the same starting lineup. Osuna back again in the pistol formation with Nava Esparza behind him. We expect to see Esparza move up next to Osuna.
Spread formation, back to pass, and dumping it off. It is complete out to the 35-yard line. And the pass completed to Bradley Denton. Isn't that the way they started off the first half, John?
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly the first offensive play. They ran it again here to start the second half. And just like the first half, it picks up a first down.
14-7, the Spartans lead as we just get underway here in the second half. And the option, dumping it off in the flat. It is complete out across the 40 to the 44-yard line, very close to the first down. And the catch made there.
Yeah, that was Tyrese
Marsh.
His second reception of the game. Picked up 9 yards.
Denton wide on the left side, Marsh in the slot on the left side, dumping it off underneath, and that is across the 50 to the 40, on his feet, down to the 32-yard line, Darrell Nicholson. I'm sorry?
That's Tadeo Campbell. Sixth reception of the night.
We've been giving everybody credit for what Tadeo Campbell has been doing tonight, but we are firm believers in the Tadeo Campbell Marching and Chowder Society. He's good.
24-yard pickup.
First and 10. This handoff, nothing on the outside, cuts it back inside. It is Nava Esparza. There is a flag on the play. It's going to come back.
The penalty flag laying right at the 32-yard line near the line of scrimmage. So we'll see what the call is as everyone's standing around, and the Vikings are saying, push him back.
It should be a hold.
And that's what the referee is showing to the Spartan sideline.
So from the 32, it'll go back 15 yards.
You mentioned Tadeo Campbell. Not only did he make the reception, but he carried a Viking with him for about 15 extra yards.
10-yard penalty. My apologies. Let's get some scores in. Brawley leads Yuma 7-3 second quarter.
That's actually a little surprising. Yuma not real tough this year.
First and 20. Osuna under pressure dumps it off. It is complete. Campbell is hit in the backfield, breaks away from one tackle, and will actually get something positive. He'll get a yard positive out of what should have been a 5-yard loss.
Campbell showing that he's the tough player to bring down. We've already seen big hits in the defensive backfield. That time he was able to pick up a positive yard, which doesn't seem like much, but that's better than a -5.
Second and 19. Nava Esparza in the backfield. Snap back to Osuna. Looks downfield, dumps it. He's got a man open. It's caught at the 30, down inside the 20, inside the 10. And on the catch, Adrian Atondo on the far sideline.
Atondo's second catch of the evening, and that takes the ball down inside the 10. First and goal for Central, wanting to make a statement here to open the second half with the score.
Pretty much the way they started off the first half, John. Osuna, hands off. No, he doesn't. He dumps it off, and it goes incomplete, almost intercepted.
Yeah, Denton was wide open, and for some reason, Osuna didn't see him, and then when he did, he threw the ball behind him. But all Denton had to do was catch that ball. There was nobody near him, and he was going to walk into the end zone.
Well, part of it is Osuna's a sophomore. And that's not a knock on Danilo Osuna. He's a sophomore. He's got a long way to go.
And that explains also the 3 interceptions in the first half.
Snap back. This handoff is to Nava Esparza. He gets it down to the 3-yard line. It'll be second and goal from the 3.
Nava Esparza getting the first carry for the Spartans in the second half.
The jumbo package comes in from the sidelines of the Spartans. Third and goal. Spotted on the 2. They gave him progress to the 2. And full house in the backfield.
The Vikings, their full house defense, everyone's stuffed right up the middle.
And the handoff, Nava Esparza. No, it's Medina. Medina into the end zone.
He appears to be the one they give it to. That's his 3rd score of the night, Carol. They let Nava Esparza do the heavy lifting downfield, and they give it to Medina, and he takes it in the end zone.
As an old running back, that used to be, okay, you know, I carried the ball 8 times, got it down inside the 5. What do you mean you're going to give it to Nick?
But you have already mentioned, though, when Medina carries the football, he wraps both arms around it. So, obviously, the coaching staff very secure letting him run the football in.
Sebastian Coronel, the sophomore, will try the point after. He's been good so far.
Snaps have been good as well.
Snap back, kick up, kick is good. 8:54 to play in the third quarter, our score. Central 21 and the La Jolla Vikings 7. The Spartans start off the second half the way they started off the first half, only they got the score in this time. Speaking of scores, Vincent Memorial leads Calexico 14-0 in the second quarter. Holtville, Desert Mirage, that is a lightning delay. And Calapat Classic Academy, we have no scores on that. Let's see if we can catch up. Southwest and Kofa tied 7-all in the second quarter, John.
That's also a surprising score.
Deep kick. Picked up at about the 18, out looking for some running room. And again, instead of north and south, he's going east and west. And we'll bring it out to about the 27-yard line. That would be O'Neill on the return.
Now we'll see what the Vikings have cooked up after the halftime break. Both teams actually are playing the same offense, the spread with 3 wideouts to one side and 1 wideout to the other. So they certainly get to see each other in practice.
Brawley leads Yuma 20-3 now.
That sounds more like it.
And the handoff to the single setback and took it deep. and he ran about 10 yards and actually picked up a gain of 5.
That's what the deep handoff does when you're in the spread formation. And he got an excellent spot. They're going to move the ball all the way out to the 36-yard line.
Buster Hoy on the carry. Scully from the shotgun. Scully again hands off, and Hoy grabbed by the shoulder and spun down. That shirt stretched quite a bit.
That was Medina. We saw him make some big plays in the first half, and that time he got a hold of the shirt tail, tearaway jersey. The player's probably still running.
So it's a gain of a yard, bring up third and about 3. Scully again with a little bit of a hard cap, but the Spartans don't bite. Scully hands off, and in the middle.
And we saw some movement again on the line of scrimmage for the Vikings. The referees didn't see it our way, and they're going to spot the ball out. They're going to give them a first down, going to put it right on the 39-yard line.
Greg Nelson on the carry. We'll update some scores for you as we go along, as more action underway now. We started at 6:30, so that's why we're at the point that we are. Scully, again, hands off and trying the left side. Not a lot there as the Spartans swarm to the football. And Zachary Morquecho will get credit for the tackle. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. No huddle. Everybody's ready to go.
Looking at their wristbands to get the play as it's called in from the sideline.
Scully takes the snap, drops back, looks, and complete over the middle. Good for about an 11-yard pickup, and that's good for a first down. John, I have been able to pick up a key in the backfield. I don't know if the Spartans defense can, but if the running back is going to get the ball, he's got his hands down on his thighs. If he's not, he's got his hands down at his side.
Once again, the Vikings look over at staff, get this play. They all check their wristbands, and now they move the back to the offset position.
His hands are on his thighs. Is he going to get the football? Yes. No. Fake it to him. Fire it downfield, and it goes incomplete. Intended for Jonathan O'Neill. And that will bring up 2nd and 10.
Scully is a 5'11", 175-pound senior, and he throws a beautiful ball. That ball spiraled downfield, probably traveled 50 yards in the air. It's just a beautiful pass to see. Unfortunately, it was about 10 yards overthrown.
2nd and 10. Back to pass. Scully dumps it off. Got a man open. It's caught. And down at the 34-yard line, nobody picked up the Gabe Solis as he kind of crept in between the zone, the two-deep zone.
17-yard pickup.
And the handoff again deep. And a flag comes in behind the play.
We've got a couple flags down, so we'll see what going to first
procedure against La Jolla, which means the play never happened. Somebody jumped. So it'll be 1st and 15 as they march it back. Spotted on the 38-yard line. La Jolla trails 21-7. They are driving. 1st and 15 from the Spartan 38-yard line. Empty backfield. Trips on the left side. Throws it in the middle, and it is almost picked off. Goes in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Solis, and almost picked off by Tadeo Campbell.
Carol, I'm going to guess that Scully pitches for the baseball team because he threw a fastball right there. That's one of those 90-mile-an-hour hot ones, and the receiver had no chance to catch it. Unfortunately for the Spartans, it was so hard that it went through the receiver, not up in the air, and Campbell couldn't get to it.
It is 2nd and 15. Scully looking, dumps it off to the flanker who was in motion. It'll go incomplete and bring up a 3rd and 15.
That play was messed up from the get-go. The flanker went out in motion, and Central just blasted everybody in, including the stand-up defensive end on that side. So Scully more or less just threw it away, just got rid of it instead of taking a big sack.
3rd and 15 from the Spartan 38-yard line. Empty backfield again. Spartans showing blitz. And they come. Scully dumps it off underneath. It is complete and out to the 29-yard line. That'll be short of a first down.
Yeah, we're going to get a first down on this, though, because the quarterback is going to call a late hit on the Spartans against Scully, the quarterback.
Roughing the passer.
So this will move the ball down in obvious scoring position for the Vikings as they're going to mark it at the end of the catch, which was down to the 29-yard line.
So it'll be half the distance. Just shy of the 15. Actually, he marched off a full 15, John.
Yeah, they're going to put it inside the 10. No, excuse me, the 15. So it should be 1st and 10 from, they stopped finally on the 14-yard line.
And it's about a 2-yard advantage to the Vikings on that one. Scully back, dumps it off, and almost picked off again as it was intended for Solis. And on the coverage, Castillo almost had it. And had he had caught that, it would have been an 80-yard return.
We mentioned that La Jolla has moved the ball up and down the field, but their only score was the interception returned 80 yards for a touchdown. So although they have moved the football, Central's defense inside the 20 has been stellar.
2nd and 10 from the 14. Handoff in the middle and picking up about 3 yards. Not much else. And getting up just a little bit tender, the ball carrier, as that was Buster Hoy.
Buster getting his first carry of the night.
3rd and 7.
Scully surveying the defense.
Scully looking, fires into the corner of the end zone. And it's complete for a touchdown.
Is what happened, Carol, is the player for the Spartans just lost track of the football. He was right there. He stopped running. The receiver curled in behind him and made a very easy reception. I don't know if he lost it in the lights or what, but the Central Spartan quarterback was right where he should have been, and they just did not react to the football.
So the Vikings drive downfield. Helped by that penalty. Snap is back. The kick is up.
It's blocked.
It's blocked. And 4:38 to play in the third quarter. Our score, Central 21, La Jolla 13. The Vikings will kick off following that score. And it is a deep driving kick and fielded back at the 1-yard line, looking for a block out across the 15 to the 20-yard line. And on the return there was Andy Diaz.
Andy Diaz received a warm reception right there at the 20-yard line. The ball was not in the end zone. If they let it hit, it would have certainly carried into the end zone, so it's not the same. And they're actually going to put the ball on the 19, so let's go ahead and call it 1st and 10 from the 19.
Scoring updates, Brawley leads Yuma 20-3 at the half. Vincent 16, Calexico 6. Second quarter, Calexico Academy 28, Calapat nothing. And
ball's on the
ground, and La Jolla's got it.
Is what happened that time, Carol, is Osuna gave the ball to Naval, then tried to pull it back. Esparza wasn't going to let it go, and it popped up and fell right at the feet of a La Jolla lineman. Central's first fumble of the evening, fourth turnover.
So the Vikings capitalize on the mistake. First down and 10, spotted on the 17-yard line in Spartan territory. Talk about a short field. Scully
checking his wristband again for the play.
Takes a snap, hands off in the middle, and that's Hoy. Hoy will get it down to the 15, so it's a pickup of about 2. Second and 8. No huddle. Vikings come out. Spartans line up.
If the Vikings put this in the end zone, we would expect them to go for 2 for the tie.
3 down linemen for the Spartans. Scully looks into the end zone, fires across the middle. It is complete down to the 5-yard line.
This will be a first down, setting up first and goal.
First and goal, the catch made by Jonathan O'Neill. First and goal inside the right at the 5. Vikings a little bit confused on personnel right now. Scully is not confused. He takes the snap and hands off and stopped short of the goal line by Zachary Morquecho.
Yeah, that was actually tackled for a loss. They're going to move the ball back to the 6, bringing up second and goal from the 6.
Hoy on that carry. Hoy getting a lot more playing time here in the second half. Clock is running inside of 3:10 to play in the third quarter. Vikings are threatening again. Spartans need a stop here. Need to hold them to, at best, 3 points. Again, trying to figure out where people are supposed to be. Now there are 2 setbacks next to Scully, the handoff. And a gain of about a yard, nothing else. And with a nice stop in there was Angel Nava Esparza.
That, of course, is Nava Esparza, who does carrying on the offensive side of the football, the sophomore making his presence known.
Third and goal from the 3. Snap back, handoff in the middle, and stopped short of the goal line, but struggling forward. Not being able to get it in is Greg Nelson. So the Spartans so far have stiffened inside the red zone.
Huge hit by Nava Esparza behind the line of scrimmage, and the player was able to push forward. Looks like they're going to mark it down
on the 2.
And goal from the 2. La Jolla may need to take a timeout here.
Again, taking a lot of time. Scully, I'd keep it right up the middle. Now he puts his man in motion, takes the snap. Scully will keep it. Scully will get right in the middle and get stuffed. And he will be short, a yard short. What a stand by the Spartans. And the Vikings coaches are beside themselves, but it was Rico, Zachary Morquecho, Andres Garcia.
Phil Campbell was also in there on that tackle.
So the Spartans will put it in play. First and 10 inside the 1-yard line, their own 1-yard line.
We have a Viking coach out on the field. He's still yelling, just very unhappy with the spot. Now, I've mentioned all night the Vikings have been getting pretty fortuitous spots. I'm sure that time they expected one as well.
Under center for the first time tonight, and keeping the ball is Osuna, and Osuna will get maybe a half yard, and the Vikings think they have a safety, but forward progress is what counts, not where he ends up.
The head lineman has already run out near the 1-yard line, so this is going to bring up second and about 10 still. As now we get a whole host of substitutions in. We'll see, and that is Osuna's first carry of the evening.
for no gain. Actually, he lost a half a yard.
Now they are back in the spread formation again. Let's see if they try to throw the pass.
From the end zone, Osuna, the shotgun. Osuna back to pass, looking, fires, got a man open downfield, and he was hit early, but I don't see a flag. Oh, he was hit way early, John.
Yeah, that was Tadeo Campbell, who broke free at the 25-yard line. And fortunately for the Vikings, unfortunately for the Spartans, no penalty flag down. And I believe that the Spartans are going to go hurry up again, not giving La Jolla any chance to stop. They want to try to get this first down, get the ball out from the shot of their own goalpost.
Come back with the same play. Don't hold in the end zone. Osuna looks down, same play, and overthrows Campbell. Had him open again in the seam, just overthrew him. And that'll bring up fourth down, and if I'm La Jolla, I'm storming after the punter.
So we'd expect to see them send the whole house. They will put one player back, even if the kick is a good kick that gets away. La Jolla is going to have excellent field position, test this Central defense again.
So lined up at the back of the end zone is Castillo, who will punt. And the Vikings with gaps are looking to block this punt.
Snap, most important here, only a 10-yard drop.
Snap back, kick is away, and it's a good one. Driving all the way back to the 43-yard line where it is fielded and return to the 34-yard line. And on that return, it was Gabe Solis. Let's update a couple of scores for you. We mentioned Classical Academy 28, Calapat nothing. Holtville 7, Desert Mirage nothing. They're underway. Southwest leads Copa 15-7. Brawley 20, Yuma 3 at the half. Vincent Memorial 16, Calexico 6. And here it's 21-13. Central leads La Jolla, but La Jolla again with excellent field position. Does the Spartan defense have another big stop in them?
Harold, that's the battle of the city down there on the border, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Snap back and delayed handoff and no gain, as again the interior of the Spartans defense, and credit where it belongs, Michael Moreno with a big hit and no gain, 2nd and 10.
With those deep handoffs, it looks like he's gaining yards, but he's getting it 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Scully back to pass, dumps it off, and it is caught and stopped at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 6. 3rd and 4.
That time, Central busted through the line as we get to the fourth quarter.
At the end of the third quarter, at the end of 3 quarters of play, the Vikings are driving. They trail Central Spartans 21-13. Spoke too soon about the weather, John. We got rain.
It just started to rain right now here at the start of the fourth quarter. 3rd down and about 5.
The Vikings trail 21-13, but again, they are driving. Scully, the quarterback, from the shotgun. Scully back to pass, looking, fires deep downfield, and it'll go incomplete. And we'll see what kind of problem the rain might be as Scully lofted it into the end zone, and there were 2 Spartans there in coverage, and it goes incomplete.
Same exact play that they scored on when they did put their second touchdown on the night, first from the offensive side. At that time, the defensive back obviously saw the football all the way, and he actually had a better shot to make a play on it. Here we are going to go 4th and 5. La Jolla, another big play for the Spartan defense.
Scully puts his running back in motion, empty backfield, takes the snap, looks, dumps it off, and it's incomplete. And a little bit of an early hit there, but hey, you didn't call it before, you don't call it now.
Well, everybody's standing around. Let's see if there's a flag that we have not seen yet.
Or did he actually catch it?
Well, if he did catch it, it's not a first down. It's well behind the first down mark. So I still see Central's defense on the field. They're putting the ball short.
And I don't see, yep, it is that one they called. They didn't call the other one.
Well, you're not supposed to call it from where the hit was made, though. You're supposed to call it from the line of scrimmage. But whatever, it's going to be first down and all the way move it to the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 15.
1st and 10. Vikings, they are driving again. They have the ball on the Spartan 15. Scully.
How long can the Central defense hold up?
Scully, back to pass, looks, fires. It's incomplete. Overthrew the intended receiver, and I have to think the ball is wet, and you're looking into a little bit of rain, John.
Yeah, that time you could definitely see the effects of the water on the ball, although it looks like it was just a brief shower that has passed, because right now I don't see any raindrops in the puddles. And I was told that there was 0% chance of rain here in San Diego tonight. Have to call the weather bug people and see what's up.
2nd and 10. Scully, empty backfield. Scully picks it up off the ground, looking. He'll have to keep it, and he'll be hit the backfield, but then struggles forward and gets it down to about the 9-yard line. Scully made something out of nothing. That was, somebody gave him a lemon, and we ended up with lemonade, John.
Yeah, excellent play by Scully, doing all he can for his team. Right on the line of scrimmage. Again, it's going to be 3rd and 8.
So, Vikings again.
Central's defense has been tested all night long.
Single setback right next to Scully. Out of the shotgun, handoff, or the pass into the end zone, and it goes out of the fingertips. And again, I think that ball may be a little bit wet.
It's going to bring up now 4th and about 8 from the 13. I don't see any kicker or tee coming out, so it looks like the Vikings are going to go for it.
Keep in mind, we are playing on artificial surface, so the rain should have no effect, other than it may make it a little bit slick.
And if La Jolla does put this ball in the end zone, go for 2 and get it, I don't know if we're going to have overtime or not tonight, because I don't know what was decided.
And about 8. Back to pass. Scully looks, fires into the corner of the end zone, and it goes incomplete. I see no flags, which means the Spartans will take over on downs. Another big stop by the Central Spartan defense. Now, John, I think we said the first week the defense had some work to do. It looks like they've been doing it.
Yes, they have, and that was, once again, the same play that the Vikings scored on. That time, Central had 3 players back there. If anybody was going to make the reception, it was going to be a Spartan. Now, Carol, back when you played, when you threw a pass in the end zone on 4th down, the ball came out to the 20 if it was incomplete.
I don't remember that one.
They've changed that rule years and years ago. Central started their own 13.
We did wear helmets when I played, John. They were leather. And the goalposts were on the goal line.
First play from the snap here. Central takes over on the 13th. The weather showing its effects as Osuna threw the ball, slipped right out of his hand, well behind the intended receiver. Stops the clock.
2nd and 10. 10:51 to play in the football game. It's Central 21, La Jolla 13. The Spartans with the football. 2nd and 10. The handoff deep and bringing it out across the 20 and out to the 25-yard line. And staying on his feet, and they're not saying he was out of bounds, so Jonathan Medina, second effort, I think La Jolla, the tacklers, kind of let up a little bit, and Medina squirted out and brought it all the way down to the 50-yard line. What a big play for the Spartans.
We do have a player down across the way. I don't.
It is a Viking, and the Spartan coaching staff and trainers were assisting him, and that would be Rudy Sanchez, 5'10", 255.
37-yard pickup for Medina, by far the biggest rush from scrimmage tonight. as Osuna already this game has been piling on with the pass attempts. He's had over 30, I believe it's at 33 and counting, and that just faked him after a pass on first down for the 13. The Vikings were expecting that. A quick handoff to Medina, and he did the rest as they're having to help the player that was injured off the field. He's moving on his own power, but rather slowly.
Okay, that actually is Tino Mendez, 5'7", 235.
He's
holding his back.
And he is a nose tackle. He's a very important part of this defense.
1st and 10 from the midfield stripe. Campbell goes in motion. Snap is back and the handoff deep, and that is Medina again. Medina gets to the line of scrimmage and then is pushed back. Progress should, I'm sorry, they're going to mark it on the 48. He did get back to the line of scrimmage and then got pushed back. Another Viking is down.
Yeah, and I have to be honest on the assessment of that play. Medina actually fumbled the ball. It popped up in the air. He reacted quickly, turned around and caught it, then went down. So they actually are going to spot the ball where he recovered his own fumble. It never did hit the ground. And so he will lose 2 yards on that.
Another Viking injured. We'll take a timeout there, and thank you, because I did not see that. I'm looking into the rain. 10:16 to play in the football game. Central 21, La Jolla 13. 2nd and 12 from the 48-yard line. Osuna with time. Now the pocket collapses, and he'll be sacked. Osuna just took a little bit too much time.
First sack of the night for the Vikings. Now, before the season, the principal at Central, Craig Lyon, was talking about how Osuna was able to read the field and get rid of the ball and avoid the big sack. That time just wasn't able to do it. The ball's all the way back on the 40-yard line after that 8-yard loss.
3rd and 20. Wide right, wide left, slot right, slot left. Osuna, the quarterback from the shotgun, back to pass, dumps it off underneath. It is complete to Medina. He breaks one tackle, gets out across the 50 to the 49-yard line in Viking territory. No, it's not a first down. You got 9 more to go, Jonathan.
Yeah, he gained 11 yards, which usually is a first down, but not tonight, as Medina makes his first reception on the second half after getting 1 in the first half. Central here will punt.
Castillo has a little bit more room this time, John.
Yeah, we've got a wet ball coming back at him, a wet ball going down to the receiver. So all kinds of things can happen here.
4th and 9. Snap is back, rush is on, kick is away. And it'll bounce and roll and be down at about the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Vikings on their own 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, spotted on the 17. Osuna hands off to the flanker, looking for some room, dancing around, and he'll be dropped. He'll get it. He'll lose 2 yards. They'll spot it on the 15 on forward progress. And again, good defense by the Spartans.
The Central has shown up tonight with their defense. Excellent play, excellent ball pursuit. La Jolla right up on the line of scrimmage, ready to get the next play off.
2nd and 12. Again, movement, but now a flag. And now that was incidental contact, and they threw a flag on it. That, again, should not have been a foul.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Central, is the receiver broke before the ball was snapped. The referee did not mark that, but then he did see the actually bumped. The receiver ran into the defensive back, bumped off of him, and turned outside. This will be a 15-yarder. It'll be another first down.
You know, John, you and I don't often comment much on the officiating, but they have missed some very important calls tonight.
Well, what we're doing is that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the kid jumped, went off. He was probably at least two snap counts early, and then he ran into the defensive back and saw the contact in the official's eyes, and so they called the pass interference, first down.
And the officials do look at film. I hope they see some of that when they do. 1st and 10 from the 30. Back to pass, lofting away downfield and almost picked off. Guess who was in the coverage, John? Guess who almost picked it off?
I'm going to guess Dale Campbell.
You would guess right.
And the only reason he didn't catch it was because the ball was a little slick, because we've seen him make that play on offense and defense. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10, stops the clock. 15th pass of this half already for Scully. 8 first downs. Central only has 4 first downs in this half.
2nd and 10. Scully dumps it off quickly on the slant over the middle, and that will be good for a first down. That quick hitter slant over the middle. And
12-yard pickup.
41-yard line. Scully, again, dumps it off in the flat. Instead of coming in, this one was out. Instead of a down and in, it was a down and out. And picks up about 7.
Scully, 8 for 17 this half.
Scully, he'll keep it on the quarterback draw, and he'll get the first down. Picks up the 3+ yards he needed for the first down. And they stop the clock as they move the chains, but we're down to about 7:10 to play in the football game. Do the Spartans have a 3rd stop in them?
Well, we have seen La Jolla move the football up and down the field all night long. Central has made several big crucial stops inside the 10.
Snap back, bounces, picked up, and fired incomplete. His timing was off because he had to scoop that up on a bounce. Some score updates for you. Southwest leads Copa 29-7 at the half. It's Brawley 20, Yuma 3 at the half. Vincent 16, Calexico 6 in the second quarter. It's Holtville 7, Desert Mirage second quarter. That game delayed because of lightning. And Classical Academy 28, Calapat nothing at the half. Our score 21-13, Central leads La Jolla. Scully again back to pass, has time, fires deep downfield, and again, Campbell with excellent position. You would think, okay, that on the coverage that time, we'll give credit to Daryl Nicholson.
And he was inside position, was the only player that was going to make the catch. And actually, Nicholson just let the ball hit off his hands because he was already out of bounds. So uncatchable ball brings up 3rd and 10.
Scully with an empty backfield. Long count, takes a snap, drops back, fires. It's complete at the 37, all the way down to the 32-yard line.
And first down.
O'Neill with the catch.
And Carroll, once again, Central had that play defense. It's just that the quarterback took us route to the football and was not able to get a hand on it.
And again, it is Scully on the quarterback draw, but the play was blown dead.
Because we had too many players running around before they set. So this will move them back 5 yards, give Central a chance to catch their breath.
Spotted back on the 37-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15. Scully. Looking, dumps it off, and it is caught and hit immediately as Castillo put the hit on Michael Wells.
That brings it back to the original line of scrimmage after the motion penalty for a 5-yard gain.
2nd and 10.
Clock does run because he was tackled in bounds.
Down to 6 minutes to play in the football game. Scully tells the running back what the play is. Puts Hoy in motion. Scully has to pick up the football. And actually, it wasn't Scully. It was the running back.
Today, Campbell came in and knocked Scully's helmet off. He hit him so hard. Nothing dirty about that. The referees are putting their hands out, palms up to the sidelines where the Viking coaching staff is. The coach, again, might want to say, hey, blow a whistle because he was stopped, but that was not a late hit. There was no whistle.
He lost his helmet. Doesn't he have to come off?
No, because he didn't take it off. Campbell helped it off.
It'll be 3rd and 6, just inside the 30. Vikings moving the football. Scully looks, fires downfield, and it'll be incomplete. Again, excellent coverage downfield. Castillo on the coverage downfield. And that'll bring up a 4th. How many times have we been here in this second half, John?
Yeah, it's a lot. And once again, we're going to see La Jolla go for it. One stat I have not kept tonight is how many 4th down La Jolla has tried. And
the important one is how many have they converted.
Right. It'd be interesting to see all that. The most important one right now is coming up.
4th and 6. Scully rolling to his right, looking downfield, and it goes incomplete.
And do you know who knocked that ball away, Carol?
Would that be... Actually, it was Nava. Nava Esparza on the coverage.
Came in and just raked the football, knocked it straight down in the ground. So if my memory holds correctly, for the 4th time tonight, the La Jolla Vikings turned the ball over on down.
So the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line. They've got 5 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock. They've got an 8-point lead. And taking the handoff in the middle, dumping it off underneath. No, you can't get up and run with it. Once you go down on the ground, as Benton made the catch, Bradley is what the family calls him, at least when they feel good about it.
Bradley Denton would be assistant coach of the linebackers and lineman Joey Denton's nephew.
It'll be 2nd and 4. I'm almost surprised they're throwing it, but that was a nice, safe underneath pass. The handoff deep in the backfield and nothing there. Stacked up and dropped for a loss was Jonathan Medina. So it'll be 3rd and about 7.
Now, we would expect this to be a typical passing play for the Spartans, but you already mentioned up by 8. Their defense has played well, but how long can you count on them?
8 points, that means the Vikings need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but that may be moot as Bradley Denton, he'll catch it at the 43, take it down to the 48. We'll move the chains.
Only the 5th first down here in the second half, but what a huge play as the ball was laid right on the money, didn't cradle the football, turned upfield all the way out to the 48-yard line to pick up a 14 yards.
It's high school football. We're live on AM 1230 KXO El Centro. We're also on the web at KXORadio.com.
Denton's 3rd reception here in the second half.
4 minutes to play in the football game. Spartans with an 8-point lead. They have the football on their own 48-yard line. Little dump off in the flat to Medina. Medina will struggle forward and get it down to the midfield stripe. The pickup of 2 just across, which means we'll call it the 49-yard line in La Jolla territory.
We can see Coach Pena's philosophy here and his strategy. He wants to get Medina, Navis Barca out in the open field with the football, and so that's why those short passes, but they're also safe passes.
2nd and 8. Looking to pass, dumping it off again in the flat, and complete, shaking and baking and crossing the 40 on his feet, down across the 30, inside the 20, to the 15-yard line. Inside the 15-yard line. And Campbell on the catch?
Yeah, I did not see across the way. Couldn't tell who it is, but he ran like Tadeo Campbell. But let's get the number on him.
So the Spartans, with inside of 3 minutes to play, an 8-point lead. Now they have the ball spotted on the 14-yard line of the Vikings.
36-yard pickup for Campbell. Running clock now is Osuna.
And fakes to Medina, dumps it into the end zone for,
I believe the ball is
Campbell.
incomplete.
And it goes incomplete. Campbell, the intended receiver. For a good part of the evening, John, Tadeo Campbell has been double-teamed.
Oh, absolutely. The Vikings have film, and they've seen, and they know that the best player on the Central sideline is Tadeo Campbell, both offensively and defensively. I'm surprised they picked on him a little bit on the defensive side, and he's been up to the task. On the offensive side, they've been able to take him out of the game, although he does have 3 receptions, and we'll have all the stats at the conclusion of this game.
2nd and 10. Full house in the backfield. And handoff, and that is Medina. Medina breaks 2 tackles and gets it all the way down inside the 5.
Very close to the first down. It's either going to be 3rd and short or 1st and goal.
Got to give credit to Angel Rico, lead blocking all the way down.
And they do give him the first down. They're going to mark it as we get a timeout. I would assume the Vikings.
Vikings take the timeout. 2:22 to play in the football game. Central, they lead 21-13. They have it 1st and goal on the Vikings 3-yard line. And it's high school football live on AM 1230 KXO El Centro. Not riding right here. 1st and goal at about the 3-yard line. Central with an 8-point lead. And they've got 2 minutes and 22 seconds to play in this football game. Osuna will hand off, and that is Medina. Nothing inside. Medina spins out and is dropped at about the 10. And they give him forward progress to the 5.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where they finally spot it.
At the 5.
Spun around and kept being spun around backwards. So we'll give it a loss of 2.
2nd and goal from the 5. Clock continues to run. No 2-minute warning.
Central, actually, the best scenario for them to be to run a couple more running plays, put it in the end zone with under a minute to go.
And kick a field goal, maybe. Handoff again. It is Medina. Nothing inside. He's spun around, and he'll be dropped for another loss.
Let's see if La Jolla takes one of their 2 remaining timeouts. The coaches are out in the field, so I believe they have.
We'll take the timeout. 1:39 to play in this football game. It is the Central Spartans 21, the La Jolla Vikings 13. Whole lot riding on this, John. It is 3rd and goal, spotted on the 10.
Carol, here's a little strategy. Do you pass and risk an incompletion, which stops the clock, or do you run it on the ground? If you don't make it, make the Vikings take their final timeout.
Well, you got to have a little bit of faith in a field goal kicker, perhaps. And Osuna will pass. It is complete. And down and gets it into... No, he says he's just shy of the goal line.
And La Jolla,
inside the 1.
La Jolla will take their final timeout. Central's going to go for it here.
Central will... It's inside the 1. It is literally... There is... the width of a foot, not the length, but the width of a foot between where the ball is and where the goal line is.
And that was Marsh on the reception. And, Carol, if this was the NFL, we'd have a replay showing Marsh, putting the ball over the goal line and bringing it back. But in high school, they don't count that. You've got to take it in the end zone.
It is 4th and goal from inside the 1. 1:29 to play in the football game. The Spartans lead 21-13. If you are the La Jolla Vikings coach, you say you got to keep them out of the end zone. You got to try, you got to make the stop first. If you can, strip the ball, because if they get in, the game's over.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see if Central comes out with a stacked backfield, take it off the tee, or if they spread it out. What kind of moxie Coach Pena has? Does he call a pass play here? You would think with La Jolla stuffing up the line of scrimmage, somebody would be wide open in one of the corners of the end zone for a fade. But does Central want to try that? A lot of things.
Quarterback sneak, John.
Yeah, a lot of things taken into account, including the weather.
Quarterback keeper.
Yeah, the ball is just outside the goal line. It can't be any closer without being a touchdown.
Like I said, it's not the length of a foot, it is the width of a foot. And it is a full house backfield. Under center and going forward and into the end zone.
Now we've got to stop and play. For some reason, the referees had stopped it, and I believe they said Centro called a timeout. So Centro did take a timeout according to the officials, and that will negate what was a touchdown, but let's be fair, perhaps the Vikings held up because they heard the whistle. So whatever, we'll come back and do it all over again.
Minute 29 to play, Central 21, La Jolla 13. The Spartans, 4th and goal inside the 1 yard line. And we've got a minute 29 to play. Spartans inside the 1 yard line with an 8-point lead. And the last play didn't count because of the timeout that was called, was a quarterback keeper. This time it is Medina, and Medina is going to get called for taunting.
Zone. He was pointing his fingers. It ran in the end zone. Now we'll see if this negates the touchdown, because he actually wasn't in the end zone when he made the motion. The referees are going to get together and talk this over. This could negate a touchdown Medina had. And the Spartans are marching back as if it's not going to count. Now, they could be marching back because the PAT, they could enforce it on the PAT, could enforce it on the kickoff. But I think they're going to call this a spot foul, and they're not going to let the touchdown count. The clock is stopped at 1:25, and what a crucial mistake that would be if it takes 6 points off the board, which indeed would have finished this game. We're getting the call right now. Oh, they're saying holding. So that...
Okay, in the Imperial Valley, it would have been taunting as well. In San Diego, it goes.
Okay, that's a 10-yard penalty, so that moves it back just outside the 10. We'll call it the 11.
But a minute 25 to play.
And now, of course, you're going to probably throw the football.
Nope, you're going to try a field goal.
Well, a field goal would ice the game as well. It'd take 2 touchdowns to beat you. And you are absolutely right. Sebastian Coronel is on the field now. He's dealing with the elements as well.
It's not Sebastian Janikowski. It's Sebastian Coronel.
And this will be about a 28-yard attempt, easily within his range.
And the holder is Kevin Evan. Snap is back. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. With a minute 20 to play in the football game, La Jolla has new life. They trail by 8, but they got a long way to go. Mr. Scully has got a long way to go, 80 yards to go, and he needs a touchdown. Fires it deep downfield and almost intercepted as he threw it into double coverage. And on the coverage for the Spartans was Andy Diaz and also Michael Sullivan.
Michael Sullivan, another one of these sophomores. La Jolla does have 1 timeout remaining, so they don't need to panic quite yet.
Minute 16, 2nd and 10 from the Vikings 20. High snap. Scully brings it down, but then the play breaks down. He's running around looking for something, and he's sacked.
He also ran across the line of scrimmage and then ran back. And fortunate for the Vikings, he did not throw the football because that would have been a penalty, a loss of down. But they still lost about 5 yards.
And time. Jonathan Jasek on the sack. The time was the big thing. Fires it over the middle. It is complete at the 25, out to the 30, the 32, and a big hit.
And a big first down. The Vikings were going to keep possession. The clock is stopped as they set the chains. 12th first down in this half.
And again, the slot receiver left a bit early, but the catch made out at the 38. The Spartans are slow to get up off of the receiver because the clock is running, and they want that clock to run. It is downed the spike play.
Yeah, actually the Vikings were calling timeout, so we'll see what they're going to call this. The clock had to run because the player was tackled inbounds on the 41-yard line.
20 seconds to play. The Vikings have it on their own 41-yard line. They trail by 8 points.
Now, they did call the pass spike, so that will now bring up third down.
Scully takes the snap. Scully, under pressure, gets it away. He's hit, and it is picked off. Michael Sullivan with the interception.
First turnover here in the second half for the Spartans, and that will seal the victory unless there's a penalty flag that I have not seen on the field yet.
Scully was decked as he let the ball go. It was clean. He was under intense pressure as the Spartans did what I hate a prevent defense. The Spartans put the pressure on, and that's where you get the turnovers. All the prevent defense does is prevent you from winning.
28th pass of the second half by Scully will end in an interception, and that will seal the game. Centro will go on the victory formation. We'll see if La Jolla does take the remaining timeout.
15.6 seconds to play. Centro with a 21-13 lead. And taking the knee and letting the clock run. And that's it. Game's over. The Central Spartans with a hard-fought, great game. 21-13. The Central Spartans defeat the La Jolla Vikings.